The stars were quiet, but something strange was happening. Commander Relic stood inside the great command room of the Galactic Empire's main battle station. His silver armor reflected the blue lights of the giant hologram in front of him. Planets rotated slowly in the air, glowing like small suns. His yellow eyes locked onto a small blue planet at the edge of the map. "Earth," he said with a smirk. "Finally found it." Beside him, a younger officer frowned. "But sir, isn't that just a primitive world? No space fleet, no empire, nothing worth noticing." Relic laughed coldly. "That's what makes it interesting," he replied. "No real defenses, no allies, and sitting on something powerful." He zoomed in on Earth's surface, deep below. Its crust, the Empire had detected strange signals. Old signals, full of unknown energy and patterns. "Ancient tech," Relic whispered. "Something is sleeping down there." The Empire believed Earth was useless. Just another wild planet. But Relic didn't trust such places. He had seen weak-looking planets rise with fire before. He didn't want that mistake again. "Send a scout fleet," Relic ordered. "A small one," he added. "Let's test their reaction across the stars." The Empire's small fleet of 5 ships jumped into hyperspace. Each ship was armed with plasma cannons and had the best shields in the outer rim. They believed it would be a simple job: fly in, scan the surface, maybe destroy a few defense satellites, and return. But none of them were ready for what was waiting on Earth. Back on Earth, something old woke up. Inside an ancient underground base hidden in Antarctica, red lights began to flash. A long-dead system suddenly came back to life. A voice spoke inside the base, calm and strong. Signal detected. "Galactic Empire units approaching. Activating Protocol 117. Defense of humanity." The AI known as Aegis had been asleep for 500 years, built by forgotten hands. It was programmed for one purpose only: protect Earth at any cost. Captain Rayna Cole sat in her command chair aboard Earth's orbital station, Skywatch 1. She looked at the alert flashing on her screen. "Unknown ships entering solar system," the AI reported. She stood up quickly, her voice sharp. "Are they friendly?" "Negative," the AI replied. "Their weapons are active." Rayna's hands moved fast, opening defense protocols and waking every soldier on board. They had trained for this moment for years, but no one thought it would come so soon. When the Empire's scout fleet entered Earth's orbit, they were surprised satellites didn't fall. Cities didn't burn instead. Thousands of Earth defense drones appeared from the dark side of the moon. They moved fast, and with deadly aim. The first Empire ship exploded in seconds, hit by a beam of energy they had never seen before. The rest tried to escape, but their engines shut down one by one. A strange signal had entered their systems. Earth's tech was hacking them. From the ground, human soldiers watched the battle with calm eyes. Captain Rayna gave the final order. "Do not destroy all of them," she said. "Leave one alive." "We need answers." One Empire ship was disabled and brought down safely to Earth. Its crew captured and taken into a high-security base. The alien officer stared in shock as humans surrounded him. They weren't scared, they weren't weak. They had prepared for this, back on the Empire station. A report arrived in Commander Relac's hands. His face grew pale. All 5 ships were gone, 1 captured. 4 destroyed, no survivors. "This can't be right," the young officer said in fear. Relac's voice turned cold. "They were supposed to be primitives," he said slowly. "But they defeated us like veterans." He stared again at the small blue planet. Not with mockery now, but with caution. Maybe even fear. "Earth is not weak," Relic said at last. "And we just woke something very dangerous," the alien. Ship crashed deep into the Nevada desert, sending up clouds of smoke and fire. Human military forces were already waiting when it hit the ground. They didn't come with fear. They came with confidence, armored and armed. This was no accident. They had planned for this day. Inside the smoking wreckage, the alien officer, Commander Varnak, groaned in pain. His scales were burned, and his left arm was broken, but what shocked him most was not the pain, it was the fact that they had lost. "We were the hunters," he whispered now. "We are the prey outside." Captain Rayna Cole stepped forward with her squad. Her eye scanned the crash site through her visor, her rifle ready. "Keep eyes sharp," she said. "This one might still bite." Surrounding her, soldiers moved quickly, surrounding the crash site and using advanced magnetic locks to hold the ship in place. They entered through the broken side hatch and found the alien crew unconscious. Only Commander Varnak was still awake. Bleeding but alive, he looked up at Rayna as she stood over him. "You are not like the others," he said in his native tongue, to his surprise. She replied perfectly in his language. "We studied your kind a long time ago," she said calmly. "You just never knew we were watching. The Empire always believed they were the smartest, the strongest, the most advanced. But Earth had been hiding, learning, listening, upgrading in secret." Rayna nodded to her team, and Varnak was taken into custody, back in orbit. The wreckage of the other 4 Empire ships still floated in space. Human salvage drones moved in silently, collecting pieces and sending them back to Earth for study. Aegis, the ancient AI, watched everything from its hidden core, processing enemy data. Aegis said, "Empire systems outdated, predictable, vulnerable." While the Empire used old weapons with power, humans had learned to be smarter. They combined human creativity with old alien technology left behind in ancient ruins. And with Aegis guiding them, they made something new, something the galaxy wasn't ready for. News of the defeat reached the Galactic Empire's capital in less than 2 days. The Emperor slammed his fist against the table as the images played. Burning ships, lost soldiers, a human woman standing over a captured officer. The room fell silent as he stood, voice shaking with anger. "They were supposed to be nothing," he roared. "How can this be possible?" An old admiral stepped forward, his face serious, perhaps. "We underestimated them, my emperor." The emperor's eyes burned with rage. "Then send more," he said. "Send 10 ships, not a any. Crush them before they infect the rest of the galaxy." The admiral hesitated. "If we lose again, it may cause fear in the outer systems," he warned. Okay, but the emperor had already made his decision. The Empire's second fleet was prepared for war. 20 warships, carrying thousands of troops and hundreds of fighter drones. They left the Empire's core systems like a metal wave moving toward Earth. On Earth, Aegis spoke directly to Rayna and the world leaders. "Enemy fleet incoming," the AI said. "Estimated time of arrival, 36 hours. Rayna stood inside the war room with other top officers, looking at the data. "Can we stop 20 ships?" one general asked. Rayna didn't answer. With fear, she smiled. "We won't stop them," she said. "We'll surprise them." Aegis activated a secret weapon project, Phantom Shield, a system of cloaked defense satellites, hidden mines in orbit, and gravity traps around Earth. It had never been tested in real war until now. As the second fleet arrived near the edge of Earth's solar system, the commander on the lead ship, Admiral Kirox, gave the order. "Begin scanning the system," he said. "Prepare for orbital strike." But nothing came through their scans. No ships, no resistance. Just quiet space and a small blue planet. "Too quiet," one officer muttered. Then the trap sprang. Invisible satellites powered up and released powerful EMP pulses, shutting down half of the fleet's long-range systems. Mines hidden in asteroids exploded, destroying 3 cruisers in seconds. And then, from behind Earth's moon, human warships appeared, small, fast, and deadly. They didn't fire giant cannons, they used smart projectiles. Hacking systems mid-flight, Empire ships began to turn on each other. Confused and blind, Admiral Kyrax screamed for control. But it was too late. One by one, his ships were disabled, destroyed, or captured. Rayna's voice came through their comm system, clear and calm. "This is Earth," she said. "You attacked us twice. Now it's our turn to respond only." For Empire ships survived and managed to escape, limping back to their territory. The rest became trophies of war or were taken apart for tech research. In the Empire's throne room, silence fell again as the Emperor saw the second defeat. His face was pale now, no longer full of pride. He whispered the words he never thought he would say. "Who are these humans?" Deep under the Himalayan mountains, a metal door opened for the first time in 500 years. Dust fell like snow from ancient walls as hidden lights turned on one by one. Inside, giant machines stood silent, covered in thick layers of metal and time, each one shaped like a beast from Nightmare's massive legs. Rotating cannons, glowing cores, Aegis had reactivated the facility. Earth Defense Unit 7 online. The AI said, ancient war machines power at 78%. Captain Rayna Cole entered the chamber, her eyes wide with shock. Even she had never seen these machines before. What are these things? She whispered. Aegis replied in her earpiece. They are Titans. They were not built by modern humans. They were left behind by the first builders. Rayna looked up at the nearest Titan, its arms folded like a sleeping god. It was 3 times the size of a skyscraper, with armor thicker than any known Starship hull. Each machine had a strange glowing mark on its chest symbols. No human could read, but somehow Aegis understood them. Why are they here? She asked. To end wars before they begin, Aegis replied, but they were never needed until now. Meanwhile, in the Empire's outer colonies, panic was spreading. News of the Second Fleet's failure traveled fast. Many young soldiers refused to fight. Some border worlds even sent secret messages to Earth, asking for peace or trade. But in the Empire's core, the Emperor refused to show weakness. He ordered full invasion plans and created a new command. The Red Flame Division, made up of the Empire's most brutal and loyal warriors. They were told one thing only: burn Earth to ashes. Back on Earth, scientists worked day and night. To prepare the Titans, Aegis guided them step by step. Though no one fully understood the machines, they trusted the AI. It had never failed them one day. A scientist named Dr. Alara Kim asked Aegis a question. Who built you? There was a pause before Aegis answered. Unknown, it said, but I was awakened by human bravery. She frowned. What does that mean? The first time a human stood against an alien invader, I woke up. That moment triggered my memory files. Dr. Alara felt a chill in her spine. These machines were not just weapons. They were part of something ancient. Something bigger than Earth itself. At the same time, across the oceans, small alien ships began to appear. They were not Empire warships. They were deserters, rebels, and survivors. Aliens who had seen Earth's power and now wanted to stand with humans. Not against them. Rayna met with their leaders in a hidden base. A lizard-like commander named Thresh bowed his head to her. You fight with honor, he said. My people were forced into this war, but we see the truth now. Rayna gave him a long look, then nodded. Stand with us then, she said. Help us protect our home. Thresh smiled, sharp teeth showing, gladly with each passing day. Earth became stronger, not just with machines, but with allies. The Titans were nearly ready. The defense systems were complete, and humanity was no longer alone. But then, Aegis gave a new warning. Empire super weapon detected. It said, codename, Starbreaker. Rayna rushed to the command center, where a giant screen showed a massive ship the size of a moon. It was not a warship, it was a planet killer. Designed to burn entire worlds in minutes. Where did they get something like that? One general shouted. Aegis answered coldly. They didn't build it, they found it. They are using old tech they barely understand, just like us. Rayna stood in silence, watching the terrifying ship moving slowly through space. We need the Titans, she said. We need all of them ready that night. For the first time in centuries, the Titans walked. Their steps shook the mountains, their voices roared through the skies. Each one powered by energy older than the stars, guided by Aegis, and loyal to Earth alone. Rayna watched them rise from the hidden base. These are not machines, she whispered. They're our last hope. Yes! The Starbreaker came closer. The battle for Earth was no longer just a fight for survival. It had become something more. A war between two ancient powers, one trying to conquer, the other trying to awaken, and humanity stood in the middle, holding the line. Ready to show the galaxy what it meant to be human. The throne room of the Galactic Empire was cold and silent. The Emperor sat on his black iron throne. his fingers tapping slowly. Behind him, tall screens showed images from Earth, their titans walking, the humans preparing. And the Starbreaker moving closer, he watched. In silence, but his eyes burned with frustration, the most powerful empire in the galaxy. Losing to a planet they once called primitive across the galaxy, whispers began to spread. Earth is not weak. Earth has titans. Earth has Aegis. Some outer systems refused new orders. Others began hiding their ships. Fear was moving like a shadow through the empire. In secret meetings, generals debated. Perhaps we should talk to Earth, one said. Maybe they will accept peace. But others shook their heads. If we back down now, we lose everything. Admiral Velek, a respected war leader, stood up. They beat us twice, he said, not with numbers, but with planning. We sent fleets, they sent ghosts. We sent fire, they sent lightning. A young officer spoke with fear in his voice. Sir, what if the Titans are just the beginning? The room went quiet. The thought scared even the bravest commanders. Meanwhile, inside a hidden base on Mars, Captain Rayna Cole stood before a crowd of human and alien officers. Her voice was calm, but firm. They're coming with a super weapon, she said, pointing to the image of the Starbreaker. But we are not running. Thresh, the alien rebel leader, stood beside her. Many of my kind now watch Earth from the shadows, he said. They are waiting to see if humans can really stand against the Empire. Rayna nodded. Then let them see, she replied. Let them see what unity looks like. Back in the Empire's inner core, unrest was growing. Citizens gathered in secret, watching hacked videos of the Earth battle. They saw Rayna standing proud. Heard her voice through their screens. We didn't want war, she had said. But we will not kneel. That one sentence spread like fire on trading ships and mining colonies. On alien streets, those words became a symbol. Graffiti started. Appearing with Earth symbols, stand like humans, they wrote on walls and stations. The Emperor ordered all messages erased, but every time one was removed, 10 more appeared. Inside the Imperial Palace, a secret meeting took place. A group of high leaders gathered without permission. One spoke first. The people are afraid. He said, they don't fear Earth's weapons. They fear Earth's courage. Another one nodded. We taught them to fear power, but Earth shows them hope. But not all were ready to surrender, General Skarn, the Emperor's blood ally, slammed his fist. Let them hope, he growled. When the Starbreaker reaches Earth, that hope will turn to dust. Far across space, deep in the black void, the Starbreaker moved slowly. It was not fast, but it was unstoppable. Its energy core hummed with the power to split planets like fruit. Inside its control chamber, machines ran the system's no crew. No emotion, just destruction. But Earth was not waiting. Rayna stood with Dr. Alara Kim at the Titan hangar, watching. The machines prepare. They're more than weapons, Alara said softly. They remember. Rayna raised an eyebrow. Remember what? I think. They fought before, Alara answered. Not on Earth, but somewhere else. Long ago, Rayna looked at the largest Titan unit, Primus. It was silent, but somehow alive. She felt its presence like a heartbeat in the air, back on Earth. People watched the sky. Cities moved underground. Bunkers were prepared. And all civilian ships were hidden. Aegis spoke to the whole planet. Do not fear, it said. We will stand. Even children stopped crying when they heard the voice. It was calm, strong, and full of something rare: trust. The Empire tried once more to scare Earth. They sent a final message, broadcast through stolen channels. Submit or be erased. Rayna sent a message back, just one word. Come, in the Empire's palace. The Emperor stared at that message for hours. He couldn't understand it. No threats, no fear, just strength. Fear spread faster now. Not through Earth, but through the Empire. Worlds began to pull away, refusing to send ships. Some sent gifts to Earth in secret. Others started calling themselves children of Earth. For the first time in thousands of years, the Empire was not in control. And all because one small blue planet refused to bow. The stars above Earth were quiet, but everyone knew the silence would not last. High above the planet, hidden on the far side of the moon, stood Lunar Base Zero. It was Earth's strongest outpost. Armed with long-range cannons, energy shields, and cloaking fields, but today it would face its greatest test. Captain Rayna Cole stood on the control platform, eyes locked on the holographic screen. Blips appeared one by one, enemy ships coming out of hyperspace near the moon. There. Here, she said. Calm but ready, Aegis responded. Enemy fleet confirmed. Red Flame Division 45 warships, 8 dreadnoughts, beside her. Thresh growled, his reptilian eyes narrowing. They're not here to scare us this time. He said they want to erase us. Rayna nodded. Let's make them regret it. The order was given, and Lunar Base Zero came alive. Missile bays opened, railguns rotated, and Earth's defense drones poured out into orbit like a swarm. From underground hangars, something new launched into space, a ship. No one outside Earth had seen before, the Black Flame. It was small compared to the Empire's cruisers, but fast, so fast it blurred across sensors, sleek, dark, and guided directly by Aegis. It moved like a shadow with wings. Empire scanners tried to lock on, but every system failed inside the lead dreadnought. General Skarn barked orders, bring down their base, crush the moon, then burn the planet, but before his fleet could fire. The Black Flame struck. It didn't attack head-on. It slipped between ships like smoke, one moment. It was near the left flank, then it vanished, then reappeared behind. A destroyer and fired, its shots weren't just weapons, they were viruses. Each blast carried data that hijacked Empire systems, ships lost control, weapons turned off, shields dropped without warning. Aboard the Empire's command ship, alarms blared. We've been breached, tech officer shouted. It's not just the ship, they're inside our network. Rayna watched from the base as enemy ships drifted out of formation, confused and helpless. Now, she said, strike hard. Lunar Base Zero fired everything it had. Beams of energy lit up space like fireworks. Drones flew in perfect swarms, piercing weak points with deadly precision. Even the Titans joined firing orbital cannons from the surface of Earth. It was a beautiful chaos. Earth's side moved with speed and purpose. The Empire's with fear and reaction. General Skarn slammed his fist on the console. They're cheating, he roared. They're using ghost tech. But no one answered him. His own crew had lost hope. They watched Earth, a small planet, turn the moon into a fortress of nightmares. A group of Empire ships tried to retreat, but as they moved, they entered a trap. A gravity net placed by Aegis months ago suddenly activated. It crushed 3 cruisers in seconds, folding metal like paper. Thresh stood beside Rayna, watching the explosions reflect off the glass. This is no longer defense, he said with a smirk. This is dominance. Rayna said nothing, but her eyes stayed sharp. She wasn't celebrating, not yet. She knew this was just a battle, not the war. Then something strange happened. One of the Empire's ships stopped firing. Its shields dropped. It sent out a signal, a request to surrender. Rayna raised her eyebrows. Aegis confirmed. Empire ship Signara has requested asylum. Crew is rebelling against General Skarn's orders. Rayna stared at the screen, then nodded slowly. Let them in, she said. Give them safe passage. Across the stars, other ships began to follow. Not all just a few, but enough to matter. The Empire's control was cracking. Not because of fear, but because of respect. In the final moments of the battle, the Black Flames soared through the enemy flagship like lightning. One last strike, perfectly aimed, shut down the dreadnought's core. The ship didn't explode, simply died. Lights went out, engines stopped, and silence filled its halls. General Skarn sat alone on the dark bridge. His dream of glory was over. Not by force, but by precision, by something deeper, by humanity's will to protect their home with every tool, every mind, every heart. Back on the moon, cheers erupted, but Rayna only gave one order: prepare for the Starbreaker, she knew. This victory was loud, powerful, and, noticed, the Starbreaker was still coming. And the real war had just begun. The war room inside Earth Command was quiet. All eyes were on the screen showing the Starbreaker. It moved slowly through deep space, larger than any ship ever seen. Its shape was like a broken moon with spikes, its core burning red with power. Rayna Cole stood in front of the map, arms crossed, eyes sharp. Aegis spoke softly in her earpiece. Time until impact zone, 96 hours. The Starbreaker will reach Earth orbit in 4 days. Thresh, the alien rebel leader, stood beside her. His voice was low, almost afraid. "I've never seen anything like that," he said. "That is not an Empire weapon? It's a relic from something older." Rayna nodded. "They don't even understand it," she replied. "They just want to scare us." But fear was not what filled the people of Earth. It's not anymore. Across the planet, humans worked together. Military, scientists, civilians, even children. Aliens who had once feared Earth now walked side by side with them. They built bunkers, charged weapons, strengthened shields, but more importantly, they spread a message. Rayna stood in front of the world. Her image broadcast live, not just on Earth, but across hacked Empire channels. Planets under the Empire's control, moons, stations, even ships. Every screen turned to her face. She didn't wear a general's uniform, only a simple suit. No medals, no crown. Just her voice, strong and clear. "My name is Captain Rayna Cole," she said. "I speak for Earth. And for all those who still believe in freedom." She paused. As her image flickered into Empire territory, guards and citizens stopped in shock to watch. "We didn't ask for this war," she continued, "but we will not run. We are not slaves, we are not weak, and we will not kneel." She looked directly into the camera. "If you fight for the Empire, you fight for fear. But if you stand with us, you stand for hope. We are not just defending our home." She said, "We are lighting a fire, one the galaxy will never forget." The message ended. But the effect was like a thunderstorm on Empire border planets. People cheered on mining worlds. Workers laid down their tools and raised Earth's symbol. Even on Empire ships, whispers spread. "Did you hear her voice? She's not afraid. She's fighting for all of us." The Emperor watched from his golden palace, eyes narrow with rage. "Cut the signal." He shouted, but it was too late. The message had already spread, faster than any army. Meanwhile, inside Earth's Titan facility, Unit Primus began to glow. Dr. Alara Kim watched its energy levels spike. It responded to her words. She whispered. Rayna entered the room just as the Titan opened its eyes. A deep, ancient voice echoed through the chamber. "The galaxy remembers courage. The Titans rise for those who dare to stand." Rayna stepped forward. Placing her hand on the warm surface of the machine, "Will you fight with us?" she asked. "We already are," the Titan replied, at the same time. The Black Flame ship moved quietly toward the Starbreaker. It didn't carry weapons, it carried something more powerful, a new code written by Aegis, designed to enter the Starbreaker's core systems. Aegis explained the plan to Rayna through a hologram. "The Starbreaker is too large to fight with fire, but we can break it from within." Rayna gave a single nod. "Then do it." As the Black Flame raced into the darkness, another surprise came. A group of Empire ships entered Earth's orbit not to attack, but to help. They broadcast one message: "We stand with Earth." Aliens from 12 different species had joined. They called themselves the Free Ring. Their ships were damaged, old, but their hearts were full of fire. Rayna stood on the platform at Earth Command as they docked. One by one, their leaders saluted her. "You gave us something we never had before," one of them said. "Choice," she smiled. "Then let's make that choice count." Back in the Empire, chaos grew. Soldiers refused orders, colonies declared independence. The Emperor ordered new fleets, but few answered. He had the biggest weapon in the galaxy, but no one wanted to fight for him anymore. And as the Starbreaker came closer, the real battle was no longer about ships or bombs. It was about ideas, about belief. The belief that one small planet could stand up to a galaxy. The belief that humans, with nothing but courage and unity, could light the way. The countdown began. The Titans prepared, and the final war approached. The Starbreaker was now within sight of Earth. Its dark shape covered the sky like a second moon below. People stared upward from bunkers and rooftops, their hearts beating fast. This was the moment everyone had waited for, the end, or the beginning. Captain Rayna Cole stood on the highest command tower of Lunar Base Zero. Beside her, Thresh and Dr. Elara Kim watched silently. Aegis spoke in her earpiece. All Titans are online. Free ring ships are in position. The Black Flame is ready to breach the Starbreaker. Rayna nodded once. Let's begin, she said. Across the Earth's orbit, the Titans moved like gods waking from sleep. Their giant legs walked across space using gravity anchors. They didn't rush, they marched, each step shaking the enemy's sensors. The Starbreaker activated its main weapon. A beam of raw energy began to charge at its center. It could vaporize an entire city with one blast, but just before it fired, the Black Flame appeared out of nowhere, flying like a shadow at impossible speed. It shot directly into a narrow opening in the Starbreaker's hull. Inside, the AI-guided ship released its virus lines of glowing code created by Aegis. The Starbreaker systems began to flicker. Its red core dimmed for a second, just long enough now. Rayna shouted. The Titans opened fire from their arms and chests. Beams of light exploded outward. These weren't normal weapons. They were star-piercing, gravity-warping shots of ancient power. Each beam hit a different weak point of the Starbreaker. Perfectly timed, the free ring ships followed with missiles and support drones. They weren't the strongest ships, but they fought with everything they had. Inside the Starbreaker, chaos spread. Systems shut down. Lights failed. The weapon core became unstable. On the Empire's throne world, the Emperor watched in disbelief. He leaned forward, eyes wide. No, he whispered. Can't be, but it was. His greatest weapon was dying by the hands of a planet he once laughed at. Rayna opened a broadcast, sending her voice to every system still under Empire control. Her image appeared on every screen, every base, every station. This is Earth, she said, calm and strong. The Empire brought war to our door, but we gave them something stronger in return. She paused, then continued. We gave them resistance, unity, and truth. This is not just our victory, this is yours too. To every world that lost hope, let this be your signal. The Empire falls today. On distant planets, aliens dropped their weapons. Some cried, others cheered. On mining moons, flags of the Empire were burned. In cities across the galaxy, people danced in the streets. Back in Earth's orbit, the final moment came. The Starbreaker's core exploded inward, collapsing into a miniature black hole. But Aegis had already calculated the perfect escape path. The Titans, the Black Flame, and the Allied fleet pulled back just in time. The explosion lit up the sky, but no part of it touched Earth. Silence followed. Then the signal came, Aegis speaking to everyone at once. Target destroyed. Earth is safe. Cheers broke across the planet. People hugged, cried, and celebrated. Under the starlit sky, humanity had done what no one thought possible. In the Empire's capital, the throne room doors opened with a crash. Soldiers entered not to protect, but to arrest. The Emperor rose from his chair, shaking with rage. You dare touch me? He screamed, but his guards didn't flinch. One stepped forward and said, You are no emperor now. He was taken away without a fight. No one stood for him, not even his closest advisors, back on Earth. Rayna looked at the empty sky. No more threats, no more fire, just stars, peaceful and quiet. Thresh walked up beside her. You did it, he said. Rayna shook her head. We did it. Dr. Elara joined them, smiling. We didn't just win a war. She said, we changed the galaxy. The Titans returned to their resting place. They stepping into deep vaults hidden beneath the planet. They had done their job. Earth would protect them until they were needed again. As the sun rose over the horizon, Rayna closed her eyes and breathed deep. The wind was soft. The sky was blue. An Earth once ignored, once mocked was now the heart of a new galaxy. End of story.